Hello, my people, my friend, my fan. How are you? Today, on Makulilo Scholarship Show, I would like to talk about scholarship procedures in terms of application. What you are supposed to do when you want to apply for a certain particular scholarship. There are certain things, procedures, and steps which are encouraged you to follow in order to apply. So, I'm starting with the first thing to take into consideration. The first thing to take into consideration is what level of study do you want to pursue? Here I'm talking the level in terms of bachelor degree, master's degree, PhD, and postdoctoral studies. So, which of those levels do you want to pursue? That is the first key thing you are supposed to take into consideration, because many people usually they go randomly that I'm looking for scholarship, maybe certificate course, or they look for, let's say they are looking for postgraduate diploma and other whatever they want. So you have to take into consideration first what level of study do you want to pursue. Then after looking on the level of study you are supposed to pursue, then you have to go to look where do you want to pursue those studies. Most of the scholarships are found in Western Europe and in North America, particularly USA and Canada. So when you are looking on where you want to pursue those studies, the area you choose will determine which particular procedures you have to follow, because usually the procedures to follow, let's say in Europe, not all are the same when you want to apply for scholarships in United States of America or in Canada. So today's show, in later on I'll talk these procedures and specifying that these are procedures in Europe and these procedures are in North America, maybe in US particular or in Canada. Then after looking on which location you want to pursue, then so we have divided it into two main regions, the Europe region and the North America region. There are also other scholarships in other parts of the world, like when you talk of New Zealand, Australia, when you talk, let's say, Eastern Europe, but I'm talking in general, most of the scholarships are found in Western Europe and most of the scholarships are found in North America, particularly Canada and the USA. So let me start talk in particular with Europe. When you go for looking for scholarships in Europe, starting with the level of study will determine whether or not you are supposed to, or you are eligible to get scholarships. Usually in Europe, the scholarships are mostly given to people in developing countries to go to pursue their studies in master's level, PhD level, postdoctoral studies, and sometimes the vocational fellowship, vocational courses. But they don't give much scholarships in bachelor degree. I'm giving much emphasis on why they don't give scholarships for bachelor degree. Usually on bachelor degree in most of European countries is not given to people from developing countries. One of the main reasons is it is the language they use. So when I'm talking of location that I want to pursue my studies, let's say in Sweden, in Norway, in Denmark, in Germany, in Austria, and all other countries in Western Europe, for instance, those countries, if their mother language, their national language is not English, automatically those people, they teach their bachelor degree studies in their mother language, in their national language. For instance, people in Norway, they teach their bachelor degree in Norwegian language. People in Denmark, they use Danish language. If you go in Germany, they use Dutch to teach. If you go to Netherlands, the same story. So for that case, in order to qualify for you to go to study in Netherlands, or to go to study in Denmark, to go to study in Sweden, to go to study in Finland, the main requirement is you have to show the proof that you are capable of undertaking the studies in their language. That is very difficult because you have to undergo special tests. Then you have to go there and you have to study in their language. So usually it is very difficult to get scholarships for bachelor degree in non-English speaking country. In Europe, usual Britain, Northern Ireland, Scotland, those are some of the countries which speak English, and you can get a scholarship for bachelor degree in those countries. But the rest becomes difficult because of the language barrier. But let's go to talk about master's degree and PhD. When you go for graduate studies in Europe, the language they use for teaching is English language. So don't worry on the language. At the university level, they'll use the language which is English. Maybe if you go out of the campus, those things will be different. So what you're supposed to do, you have already chosen the area, Western Europe. You have already just go to look on the graduate studies, because those are the main areas which they give scholarship. So what you're supposed to do from there, these are the following things which they are requiring to do. The first thing is you need to have good results. Because you go for graduate school, that means automatically you have bachelor degree. So you need to have GPA, grade point average, which is upper secondary class and above. Usually when you have upper secondary class and above, you are more competitive to get scholarships. For instance, if you go to Norway, they have quota scheme scholarship. In quota scheme scholarship, if you don't have upper secondary class, average of B, you are not allowed even to apply, because there is application procedure. You have to request for the form, then you have to apply online. So you cannot even be allowed to apply if you are not having upper secondary class. And for those countries which use 5.0 GPA, usual their upper secondary class starts from 3.5 GPA. So you need to have that particular GPA. But again, when you want to send those certificates, your bachelor degree transcript and your bachelor degree certificate in general, degree certificate, and any other academic certificates, the most important thing you have to consider is you must certify those documents, that these documents are the true copy of the original. Without certifying those documents, sometimes when it becomes competition, high competition, the candidate who is having certification of those documents is more eligible to be considered than the one who is not certifying those documents. Because how can they prove that those documents which you have submitted are true documents? They are not forgery. So you must give certification. Then from there you go to your curriculum vitae. You have to write a good CV. So here you have to know that your CV is supposed to be written in a more competitive way. Just to put all the documents, all the details which are more relevant to what you are applying. Don't give unnecessary document details which are not very much related to what you are planning to do. So you must write your CV in a more competitive way. So you have to find the language. Which language is more attractive to your audience, to the target person? For instance, things which are related to volunteering, internships, those are highly encouraged for the people of developed world. So when you write your CV, so if you have done a lot of volunteering, a lot of internships, please write them down. Many people from developing countries, usually they don't consider much, they don't give much emphasis on the volunteering jobs. So you must give emphasis on what you are volunteering. That is very important and is highly encouraged. Apart from CV, you have to write the statement of purpose or statement of interest. So this is very simple. Just go to the Google search and write statement of purpose. So the website will come up. The first search result will be www.statementofpurpose.com. When you go to that website, it will show what the statement of purpose is, what details are required, and why it's so important, and why you should give much emphasis on the statement of purpose. In the simple way, statement of purpose usually contains the following things. They want to know why you are applying for that particular program. What qualifications do you have? How the university or the institute or the department you are going to take those studies will benefit from your presence, from your studies there, through your experience and your academic background. And then, what are you planning to do after the program? That means after getting your master's, your PhD, what you plan to do. They want to know how you can link what you have studied and what your intention, what is your plan, especially when you go back to help your country. That is something which they like most. So statement of purpose is something which can either determine people to give you scholarship or not to give you scholarship. Another thing is sample writing. Sample writing is a document, an essay, academic essay, or a certain project which you have already written. Usually, not all universities, when you apply, they require sample writing. But mostly when they need this sample writing is to determine your capability on writing, academic writing. Not only to know your credentials, but they know how you are capable of giving a good academic paper. So take consideration that this is also important. Even if they don't need sample writing, if you have, please submit it. I encourage you to submit. Apart from that, another thing is recommendation. You have to write a very good recommendation from your either professors or place you work. Usually the recommendation for professors, they want to know your capability and your intelligence in academic field. But if you are working now, they need to know what your capacity, your knowledge, and how you implement what you have been studying so far in the field. So they want to combine your academic experience and your field experience to know what the people talk about you and your intelligence in general. Then there is English proficiency. English proficiency test. These are two main tests. There is test of English as foreign language, 12, and there is International English Language Testing System, IELTS. So you have to choose one of these two tests and you have to attend one. So there are universities, they require those because if your national language is not English, it is a must to do that language. So be prepared with that. Then I will talk later in another section particular about graduate admission tests for US and other countries. Thank you very much for listening to me, and please invite your friends, let them listen to these video talks, and let them participate in finding scholarships. I wish all the best of luck for all of you. Please, you are welcome to my show again.